Hey guys, I'm back. I had to take some rest because I was not feeling good at all. And I'm obedient. I know that I personally have said that I am going to come out here 3 times a week doing videos. That's what I want to do. But if I'm being told to lay down and get some rest, then I need to be obedient. And if you're being told to get some rest, you should be obedient too. If there's that little voice in your head that's like, you know what, I know what you want to do, but you're being called to go to sleep, to rest, take a nap, do whatever you need to do, then that's what you need to do. It's okay to, chill for a minute. I'm still a little under the weather, but I was called to get on here because I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna record a video real quick. It's gonna be real short because I'm still not really feeling good. I couldn't really even talk for a couple of days because my throat chakra was being shut up. I feel like people are watching my videos and either try to shadow ban me or shut me up some type of way. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. I restarted my channel from a year ago. When you look at my earlier videos from about a year ago, I don't know. I even watched some of my videos from a year ago, and I am a totally different person from what I was a year ago. I wish I could delete those videos. I mean, I could delete those videos, but I feel like I should keep those videos on my channel for a reason. I feel like even though those videos I don't really resonate with all that much anymore, because I feel like, if I could go back and tweak some of them and redo some of the meanings of the cards that I pulled, and I have a better understanding of tarot now, and I'm still learning tarot, but I have a better, deeper understanding of the cards and the meaning and the images and how to put the whole read together now that I did not back then. I wish I could, but I can't. Those videos are posted, published, and they're out there. So people have viewed them, and it is what it is. But with the future videos that I put out, I want to make sure that the person that I'm turning into, the person that I know that I can be, is stronger, more accurate. Even if I'm wrong with some of the meaning of the cards and everything, I'm able to get stronger as I go, even with that. I'm willing to acknowledge my faults and my flaws, and if I'm wrong in any of my videos, I'm willing to fess up to it. I'm not ashamed of anything. I don't know if people think I am, but I'm not. I have nothing out here to be ashamed of. I have a past just like everybody else. If people want to point fingers at people for having pasts, well, it's like, okay, again, with the message I did before, you live in a glass house. So make sure your glass is bulletproof, tempered, double paned, whatever you need to do, because if you throw rocks, make sure if rocks are thrown back, it's not going to break your house. Okay? Nobody out here is perfect. I'm not claiming to be perfect. I'm far from it, actually. I don't feel perfect. I know I don't look perfect. It's like, nobody out here is trying to be that. If they are, there's something wrong with them. Because there's no way you can be perfect, because nobody has an idea what perfect is. Nobody. You know, not even Barbie is perfect. Barbie has tons of flaws. You know, if you look at that movie, that's the point. She's embracing her flaws, you know? She's learning as she goes, realizing that the world she lived in is flawed. You know? My last video that I put out there, I said at the end that I have a mouth on me, and my mom always said that my mouth was going to get me in trouble one of these days. I need to make sure that I understand that I'm not going to put somebody else's words on my life. I know what she said about my mouth. I'm pretty aware of my mouth. That's something I'm trying to conquer. But what I'm not going to do is, and what I don't want people to think, is that I'm going to allow people's words and thoughts and actions to define me in what I say, my reaction, my response. Because that's one thing I'm healing about myself is my response. That's why I'm silent a lot of the time. That's why people don't hear from me. That's why people don't know what I'm up to, don't really know how I'm going to react to things, because I tend to think about my words now and my reaction first before I act. You know, people want quick responses. They want quick replies because they know that it's toxic, and quick replies, because you always want to say what's on top of your dome, what's on top of your mind, your first thought. It's always tends to go to the negative. But if you take a pause, if you rest on it, even sleep on it, maybe that's where that saying comes from. You'll find that there is beauty in thinking about things before you say things, before you act. So that's one thing I'm learning to do, is correct myself, go back and realize that I too still need a lot of healing. I'm not done healing by any means, but I do know I'm way, way, way better in how I communicate than what I used to do and be 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago. I don't know if you feel that people have been trying to really put you behind here. They notice that you are stronger, faster, wiser. Now I'm thinking about that Kanye song. And they cannot keep up. You know, they may be stronger themselves, they may be faster, they may be wiser in their own world, but the way they see you, you're far ahead of the game here. I mean, they don't even like understand, recognize you. They don't even know what's going on here. They may not feel like you're being authentic. You might be trying to be somebody else, which again, that's fine, because that's their perception. It's not your reality. You know, your reality is your reality, is what you make of it. You know, somebody else's thoughts and words is not going to define you. I know that we live in a cringe culture right now. I saw this post about how this teacher, and she's an author, or sorry, he's an author, and he's also a teacher. And he said that his students who were young, probably Gen Alpha, maybe the latter part of Gen Z, bordering Gen Alpha, but a lot of Gen Alphas, they're coming, you know, of age to, they actually are voicing what they want to be in the world: a writer, a poet, activist of some type. And they're afraid to be real. They're afraid to put themselves out there, put their art out there, put their work out there because they feel that they will be judged, they will be ridiculed, they will be defamed because it's cringe. Like, say if I wanted to tell my teacher, if they asked me what I wanted to be and I said I want to be a poet, and then my following statement is, but being a poet is cringe, right? So I don't know. You know, your teacher might be like, what does that mean? Cringe. And then the student who's, again, young is going to say, well, people don't like poets anymore. They think that that's weak. They think that talking about sensitive things and beauty and in nature or your feelings or vulnerability is weak. I think that that is wrong. And then people make fun of you for it. They call you weak. They call you sensitive. They gotta get that weak out of here. I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear about something else. Let's talk about something else. Like, who are you to be talking about that? Like, that's stupid. You know, what is that? They get laughed at. They get judged to the point where the person wants to be put back in a box, wants to put back in their shell. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry. Maybe you're right. Maybe I shouldn't talk about that. That's the type of world we live in today. There's like this bubble over this world of negativity that is not allowing people to be who they really want to be, who they really are. Whether you're pretending to be straight and you're really any one of the part of the queer community and you're afraid to come out, if you are trying to be this person who dresses a certain type of way, but you really want to be more conservative, or if you want to be more body positive, but you're being judged, so you got to put yourself in this bubble, this shell of, okay, let me dress this way, dress that way. If you're a part of a religion, but you don't want to be religious, you want to be more spiritual, or you don't want to be spiritual, you want to be omnist or whatever. People are legit frightened out here because they're scared of being judged. They're scared of being defamed out here. You know, their character is at risk of being dragged through the mud. People are really legit caring about what people will think about them. You know, it's not like I'm not a victim of that. When I put myself out here on these videos, yeah, I do, a part of me still think about, what if people think that I suck? What if people think that I'm stupid, that I'm fake, that I'm not being real with myself? That people that may know me from my past life may see me and may laugh at me, at what I'm saying. They think that is ridiculous. They think that it's crazy. I'm insane. I look funny because I'm not the way I used to look back in my high school days. I've gained weight, whatever. You know, I don't, but then another part of me, it's like, what do they do? Is that going to stop you from what you want to do, from what you want to say? Why should that stop you? Why should that block you from what you want to do? Why? Why do you care about what these people say? When these people come at you in your face or behind your back and you hear about it and you're like, what the actual F? What did I do to you? If somebody's in your face, they're saying dot, 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 dot. You know, I think that you're phony. I think that you're fake. I think that you're stupid. I think that you're ugly. I think that you need to sit down. I think that you need to shut up. I need to, you know, how dare you say this, say that, do this, do that. Who are you? You think that you're some Gandhi, some Mother Teresa, some Martin Luther King Jr., some what? You know, you gladly stand 10 toes and you say, no, I don't think I'm them. I think I'm me. You know, you may think that I'm them or I'm trying to be them. That's not what I said. I never said I wanted to be like them. That was you. That's your projection. That's what you're telling other people. But I never said that. And then people may say, well, I think that you're doing this. I think that you should stop. I think that this is that. Da, 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 da. Or who do you think you are? I think that da, 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 da. And then you're going to be like, well, who said that? Well, I did. Well, I don't care what you say. Why would you think I care about what you say? Do you provide a life for me? Do you pay my bills? Do you feed me? Do you provide a roof over my head? Do you provide the clothes on my back? Do you provide the sun in my sky? Do you provide the air that I breathe? No? Okay, well, why do you think I care about what you say? You're just a regular person, just like me, that lives and breathes and bleeds red, just like me. You're no different than me. I never said I was different than you. I just know what I want. I know what I want to say. I'm not afraid to say it. Your projection of how you hate me or how you don't like me or you don't like what I'm saying is just only telling me that you have something to say about yourself, and maybe you're afraid to say it. I'm not afraid to say things about myself. So maybe you need to step up. I don't need to step down. Maybe you need to step up. You see me in this race. I'm not racing anybody. If anything, I'm in this constant marathon. If you feel like you need to catch up, well, that's on you. But I feel like you need to go at your own pace. That's what I've been doing. You know, people that start the race off going off fast, they lose breath real fast. I started my race walking slow. And now I am way ahead of all those other people that started that race running. Okay. I pulled the Flower Child. Momentum, creativity, action. The number on here is 14. 14, 1 plus 4 is 5. Maybe 14 is significant. The number 5 is significant. 5 is like you're halfway there. You're halfway at the finish line. Almost completion. You need to put in some more work. Okay? You know, the Flower Child, this picture is of this girl. She's in water, okay? And the book that she has open, the page, it says, I hope that over everyone else, you learn to make yourself proud, right? Worry about yourself. Do things for yourself so that when you look back at your life, you can be proud of yourself and not like, you know, why did I do things like that? Why didn't I do that? I wish I would have done things differently. I wish I wouldn't have listened to so-and-so and done it the way I wanted to do it. Do things the way you want. You know, I always, I don't know why, I always wanted to dress up as a hippie when I was a young kid. For Halloween, I would always want to get, you know, some of my mom's old clothes. And I used to always love flare jeans and bell-bottom jeans. I used to have a favorite pair of jeans with sunflowers on it. I used to wear them things until, like, I couldn't wear them anymore. I always identify with that culture. Flower children, hippies. I always loved that. I feel like maybe in a past life I was a hippie. I don't know. But something about that freedom, something about that not caring about what people think and say about you and wanting to just express yourself in the most beautiful, freeing way possible. I love that. And I wanted to be that. Sometimes when I would dress a certain type of way, I would get made fun of, but I didn't care. I just kept moving. I don't know whether I was ahead of the game back then, but that's the way I was. That's the way I still am. Look at my shirt. Look at my shirt. Like, seriously? I mean, I don't know. The next card I have is the Awakening Dead. I love this card. 16, maybe you're born on the 16th. 1 plus 6 is 7. Maybe 7 is significant. 7 is a lucky number. Lucky number 7. You're feeling lucky. Maybe you should play the lottery. I'm not an advocate for gambling, but I do play the lottery here and there. Maybe something will happen. I don't know. We'll see. The things that almost broke me were the things that most awoke me. The Awakened Dead, resilience, nirvana, self-appreciation. It's time for you to get into a spot in your life where you feel like there's nothing that could penetrate that bubble that you want to be in, that you want to put into action everything that you've ever wanted to be, everything you ever wanted to do. It's time for you to not care about what people want to say about you or want to do against you. If it gets to a point where it is so bad, it's just to the point where it's like illegal, then you could just take them to court. But if it's to the point where it's like, okay, they're just talking about you on social media or dragging your name through the mud to their friends or family, okay, move on. All they want you to do is react. That's reactive abuse, okay? That's all they want. They want the satisfaction that you care. They want to laugh at your reaction. They want to talk about it. They want to bring it up at a family dinner. Remember when so-and-so thought was so... She reacted, she was pissed off, and she was so angry, and oh my God, No. Just let them talk. Let them keep their name or your name in their mouth, because all that does is fuel you. It builds you up. You alchemize that into power. You feel that negative energy that they're trying to throw at your bubble. But you have this protective shield around you right now. You're being highly protected by, man, so much. You're being like, it's not, nothing is penetrating. All these negative vibes, arrows, attacks that they're throwing at you is not bothering you, because you know who you are, or you're tapping into who you are. The energy is valuable. Your energy is valuable. You have something to offer. I don't know whether you feel like it's cringe. That needs to go away. That word needs to go away. I hate that these young kids feel like they can't be themselves because of cringe. You know, these young kids are going to get sick and tired when they start to get of age. They're going to change this world. They're going to change the fact that social media has gotten so bad that people can't even be themselves anymore. They have to pretend to be somebody else to get attention, to get money. They have to do all this and that and the third to get people to like them because they want to be liked. You hear the fire truck, the fire engine, the ambulance, yeah. There's going to be a lot of urgent change. A lot of emergency that's going to happen. There's a lot of aid that's going to come to this world. There's a lot of, it's going to be some help that's going to happen in the future. I don't know why I keep getting like about 20 years from now. It's going to be a different world. These kids that are babies right now, when they become of age, they're going to pass laws. They probably even might even like end the current government and start a whole new government to be in favor of everyone. Because let's face it, this government is not for everyone. Social media is not for everyone. Things are going to be changing. The protectress, strength, boundaries, amulet. You see that there's like energy flow coming out of her third eye. More and more people are going to be tapping into that energy. That's why my channel is called the Indigo Soul Alchemy, because indigo is the color of the third eye chakra. The sixth chakra of your body, of your soul, right before the crown, is your third eye. And that color is indigo. There's so much to that color because no one really knew about that color. Nobody really put that color into a rainbow or anything. You know, people may even think it's made up. It's between blue and violet, blue and purple. And I love both those colors. Blue is very healing, very calming. Purple is very royal, very majestic, very magical. And indigo is right in between that, representing the most powerful source that could come from your, I don't know, your intuitive spirit, spirituality, everything that has to do with finding out your true self, breaking the norm, tapping into what you think is fake, what you think is real, tapping into being a coward and learning how to protect yourself, speaking up, being quiet. It's all of that. People need to realize that the difference between this world becoming more into, I'm getting like a landfill, more trash, is you speaking up, not being afraid. You know, I know that I might be maybe one of the people that, if you're watching this, that is on this YouTube platform that isn't talking about zodiac reads or something in that regard, or love readings, or I don't know, you know, is he coming back, or you know, what are they feeling at this moment? You know, I don't want to tap into that type of energy. I want to tap into what's going on with me and what's going on with my bluebirds, with my collective, my fellow indigos. Are you alchemizing this energy into something powerful for yourself? That's what you need to learn how to do. No, boo-boo. Go back. Hi. Go back. That's my baby. So let me go. I love you guys. And remember, be the peace that you want in your life. Bye.